back to another horror movie review. So I'm super stoked this week because I'm hitting you guys up with a German horror movie that is based on a true story, based on a true serial killer. Yeah, get ready for it. Before anything, guys, if you're subscribed, thank you so much. And if you're not, get on it, click notifications on, subscribe, be a part of the fam, and never be shy to share those awesome horror movie recommendations with us. All right, so we're talking about the movie The Golden Glove. Have you guys heard of this? Have you seen it? I want to know in the comments. This is a fantastic horror movie that was almost like a slice of life slash like biopic about this serial killer called Fritz Honka, who was around during the 70s. It says he was kind of conducting these murders around the 70s to like 1975. You get introduced to Fritz right off the bat, and he is grimy, he's disgusting, he's deformed, he's got scabs on his face. He's wearing these glasses, and you can smell him from your TV screen, right? They did such a great job at depicting this guy. And you basically have trigger warning, like right away. Him basically trying to saw up one of his victims. And you get a whole insight as to like how he gets rid of them. Yeah, he ends up cutting them up and putting them in his wall. Very 10 Rillington Place, right? I think this is why I really like this movie too. It kind of reminds me of that movie, just not as dark. There's this dark comedic-esque to this one. And it's always sort of bright. There's a lot of bright colors, I find. Anyways, so he loves hanging out at this bar called the Golden Glove. And who else likes hanging out there? It seems to be like a very big dive bar. A lot of like the older prostitutes hang out there. And again, he is not a looker. So who is he going to be taking home? Obviously not the best looking of the bunch. So he tends to find these washed up ones, starts feeding them a lot of alcohol, brings them home, and does these acts of, not just abuse, but ridiculousness. Now, there's one he ends up taking home. And what's cute about it is she doesn't leave the next morning. And he doesn't kill her. And I want to say her name was Gerda. Oh, I love her. Anyways, she, like, bigger lady. And she just kind of, like, ends up cleaning his place, starts cooking. And it's this amazing moment where, like, he walks in, he's like, what did you do? And you can imagine how gross his place is. Like, his bathroom's disgusting. Again, he has bodies on the wall. She's just, like, air freshenering everything, like, washing everything. So there's this, like, weird-esque to it that you're just like, oh my god. Like, she hasn't found anything yet. She doesn't know. Even though there's, like, these grimy posters all over his walls of, like, I don't know, like, porn and stuff. And he kind of keeps her around and, like, writes this fake sort of, I own you now. And she's like, whatever, like, I have a roof on my head. At this point you can tell she's just kind of staying for the alcohol and to actually have a place to sleep. But still he, like, the abuse kind of carries on through it. But there's this super weird, interesting connection between these two. Anyways, lo and behold, she actually gets away. Thank God, Gerda. You deserve it. But what he ends up doing is kind of swapping for like 3 others. Brings in 3 others, beats the crap out of them. And like you get to see everything. Again, it's like a really dark film. And then this movie kind of takes this twist of like he literally gets hit by a car. And you're like, whoa. Yeah. Pet Cemetery. And it's all about him sort of having this character revelation like, maybe I should be a better person. But does he end up being a better person? Right? Right? Do people really ever change? Especially serial killers? Anyways, you have to see this film. There's also like this quirkiness about how there's like a Greek family living downstairs, and he keeps blaming the smell of the bodies on them. Because I guess there is this sense of racism in the 70s against, different ethnicities and stuff. But like, jeez, like just the way it happens, you're like, come on. Somebody go into this man's apartment and like figure it out. And yeah, I don't know. I really, really enjoyed this film. And if you guys like that sort of, again, slice of life sort of horror movie, I feel like it's really worth it. Now, I didn't get to hit you guys up with a recommendation last week. So I wanted to touch base on that this week. I'm going to be talking about a recommendation that came straight from Christoza. So Christoza follows us on Twitch as well as on YouTube. So thank you so much. And he loves horror movies. He told me to watch the movie Lifechanger. Have you guys seen this? So Lifechanger is a fantastic horror movie that takes a whole different twist on what a serial killer is, which is why I thought this would match up really well with anyways. Lifechanger starts off and you're basically seeing this girl who's waking up next to this body, and she's basically walking away and speaking in a man's voice. So what you're feeling is this person is a shapeshifter and basically has to kill the person that they're with in order to absorb their body and get that presence. Now, they only live for, I'd say, max a couple days. And things like cocaine or partying too hard actually fastens the process of them maybe turning into /dead / their actual self, which is some sort of being, right? Anyways, this movie is such a trip. It's such a trip. It's dark, and you kind of get all these different stories that all revolve around this one girl that this guy kind of keeps going back to. And I say guy again in different shapes of different people, keeps sort of gravitating towards because he's in love. He's in love with this being. And you end up sort of getting this crazy theme of what is death? Is this being scared of death? Is this really a serial killer? I want to know your thoughts on this one because honestly, like, it was deep. It sort of had like these deep elements to it, but it was also like a love story. Yeah. Anyways, watch Lifechanger. I'm gonna, like, I feel like this movie was sort of giving a different interpretation of what a serial killer might feel like. But at the same time, you do see them change into different people, which is really weird, right? Yeah, which would make sense. Do me a solid. Check out the movie Lifechanger, and a huge shout out again. Thank you, Christoza, for pushing me to watch this film. It was a treat. It was different, and you gotta love that sort of stuff, right? All right, guys, thank you so much again for tuning in today, and we'll be seeing you again soon for some more horror movie recommendations. Bye.